Hi, welcome everybody. My name is Rob Provencher from NoBS Photo Success. I'm actually one of the co-founders of NoBS Photo Success, and way back in 2002 when my associate James Hodgins and myself started doing these live workshops in digital photography, we realized a lot of things were coming out in the industry that we weren't too sure whether or not they were accurate. So we created this based on that, going back to the fundamentals of good photography, what it takes to be a successful photographer, and we want to demystify some of the lies, some of the non-truths that we've discovered. So on with it. Here we go. Lie number one.
Hi everyone, my name is James Hodgins. I'm also the co-founder of NoBS Photo Success. Let me tell you about lie number one, camera. Now, this was a big issue back in the day where everybody said you had to have a big digital back on your Hasselblad or medium format camera. This isn't true. The first digital cameras, the DSLRs that came out, like the Canon D30, 3.24 megapixel camera. We got 30-inch prints from that. Tack sharp. You don't have to have a big honking heavy system to be a good photographer. Remember, it's not the size of the file, it's what you do with it that counts.
Lie number two, computers. This is a bit of a sensitive issue because really when you get down to it, we're talking about, hey Ma, we're talking about Macs versus PC. Now here's where my stance is. I'm a PC user, but ultimately it's all about your computer being a tool. One system will not make a better image over the other system. So it's always been my contention that it doesn't matter what you're using, Mac or PC, they both work. One issue I do have though is with the attitude of some of the Mac users who feel that there are no options. There's only Mac and there's only Mac available. And it's like a religion. So, yeah, I mean, but you know, we're splitting hairs there. So, to get down to it, doesn't matter what computer system you're using. As a matter of fact, I buy mine at Costco. I purchased them at the local business store, $1,000. I've had the same laptop now for 3 years. It works spectacularly well, trouble-free, and I get beautiful images all the time. So, computer is just a tool. That's all it is.
Alright, lie number three, RAW versus JPEG. Now this is a very sensitive issue, but we hear this all the time. You have to shoot RAW, you have to shoot RAW. 100% of our images are shot JPEG. Weddings, portraits, families, high-end commercial, 100% JPEG. The number one excuse we hear from other photographers, the reason they shoot RAW, is that they can fix their white balance and they can fix their exposure. We know what our opinion on that is? Get it right the first time. You should be capturing proper white balance. You should be capturing with proper exposure. Those are rudimentary skills as a photographer. You get those two things done, white balance, exposure, 99% of the battle is done. Our clients are happy, we're happy, everything's JPEG, it works.
Lie number four, color correction. Now there's a word that is often misused. Color correction assumes that you have problems. You have to correct it. There's a problem, so let's fix it. Well, here's my take on it. If you're correcting all your images, you're probably going to make yourself go crazy. The solution? Don't correct anything. Get it right in camera, get good exposure, good white balance, do that, master that, and you won't have to correct anything. Instead, what you want to do is work with a file that is properly exposed and has a proper white balance, and you enhance it. That's all you got to do. Just a few things you need to do besides retouching or soft focus effects. But there's just a few things you need to do to enhance your image. You're not correcting, you're enhancing. No such thing as color correction.
Lie number five, software and plugins. Now we hear this all the time. Oh, I open my file up in this software, I fix or enhance the color with this software, I reduce the noise with this software, I sharpen it with this software. 90% of what we do with our workflow can all be done in Photoshop. It can all be done in Photoshop elements. You don't have to go out and spend hundreds of dollars and have 40 different softwares. We've proved time and time again that everything that we can do with our images can all be done in Photoshop. We're still using Photoshop 7. Why? Because the tools in there are all we need. Photoshop's a huge, huge program. We probably only use 20, not even 20, maybe 5% of it. So you don't need all this different software and plugins to do the 40,000 different things you want to do. Photoshop will do it all.
Lie number 6. Lie number 6 is you don't have to be good anymore. A lot of people have this distorted idea that because of digital photography and because of all the processing power we have available to us, and it's basically point and shoot, you capture an image, you don't have to be good anymore. I think that that is dead wrong. Nothing could be further from the truth. The fact of the matter is, we are no longer magicians or wizards. Photography is no longer the mystery it used to be. So it's become so commonplace that we as professionals, it is our duty, our responsibility to take our skills and to make sure that we are as better than we've ever been, better than anybody else out there. So it is far more important nowadays to capture and master the basic fundamentals of photography. So you do have to be good. You do have to master the basics of photography. It's more important nowadays, more so than ever. So let's just recap real quick the 6 big lies. First of all, camera. You don't need to spend a lot of money on a camera. Today's cameras are more than powerful enough to get the job done. You don't need to spend a lot of money, nor do you need to get a specific computer system. They all work, they're only tools. Just like a carpenter has his tools, his hammers and saws, etc. That does not make him a better carpenter. Same with photography. It's not the camera you own, it's not the computer system you own. That will not make you a better photographer. Also, shooting JPEG versus RAW. If you're shooting RAW, it won't make you a better photographer. And software, plugins, also color correction versus color enhancement. Remember these points we talked about? They're all very valid points, which all lead to the final conclusion that I'd like to make right now. In a whirlwind of technological changes and advances, nothing seems to ever stay the same. Nothing seems to stay the same. The truth is, the fundamentals of good photography will never change. The fundamentals never change. Creating a dramatic image will always depend on the insight, planning, and ability of the photographer to recreate what he or she sees in his or her mind and heart. Composition, lighting, exposure, and impact are all immune to technological changes. Fundamentals of good photography are priceless and timeless. Watch this. I got him.